Welcome to this tutorial on Meta AI. Today, we are going to explore the comprehensive guide on everything you need to know about this software. First off, please note that due to geographical restrictions, some users might not be able to access this software. However, using VPN can bypass this restriction. Now, let's dive into the tutorial. But, before, if you are looking for a website where you can get all the latest news plus the latest AI tools, you can explore our website called simplifyai.in. Here, you can find things like AI-related magazines, a dedicated section only for trending AI tools, courses, and webinars. I've just launched a comprehensive course on my website that explores how to leverage AI tools for everyday tasks. Whether you are looking to enhance your Excel skills, create stunning PowerPoint presentations, or discover innovative AI tools for various applications, dive in now to transform your workflow and boost your productivity with cutting-edge AI solutions. I will provide the link in the description for your convenience. One of the unique features of this software is that you don't necessarily need to sign in to use it effectively. As you can see, you have the option to log in or not. The difference between logging in and not logging in is that you can save your conversations if you log in, which might be useful for specific requests. Additionally, logging in allows you to generate images, which isn't possible without logging in. Let's explore the features of Meta AI further. As you can see, the interface is user-friendly, and you can start asking questions or generating text right away. I'll show you some of the unique features that Meta didn't explicitly mention, so stay tuned. If you want to have a normal conversation, you can easily do so by clicking on one of the prompts here. However, for this tutorial, I'll be logging in to show you how to use this software. Now that we're logged in, there are two main screens, the new conversation screen and the imagine screen. On the new conversation screen, there are many prompts that you can use for various tasks, such as ideas, writing, fun, support, learn, and imagine. In the conversation section, you can write anything, and the AI will generate content tailored to human preferences. For example, I can ask it to write a blog post about the future of AGI, and it will provide me with relevant content, like conclusion at the end, challenges and possibilities. You can also interact with the AI by clicking the like button to indicate a good response, copying the content to the clipboard, and pasting it into a Word document. Additionally, you can merge formatting and keep the text. One of the exciting features of this software is its ability to access real-time data. For instance, I can ask it to give me news about AGI from this week, and it will provide me with relevant information, leveraging its access to real-time data through Bing. As you can see, Meta AI is currently searching for articles related to AGI news from this week. If it can't find any recent news, it will suggest older articles, like the one from January where OpenAI CEO Sam Altman discussed the future of human-level AI. You can click on View Sources to access the links to these articles, which will direct you to the relevant web pages. Let's test its real-time capabilities again. I'll ask Meta AI, what happened today in AI? Here are some latest news updates in AI. We have articles about Andrew Ng steps down as CEO at Landing AI. Meta and Spotify CEO criticize AI regulation in the EU and Skyfire lets AI agents spend your money. You can click on View Sources again to access the links to these articles. Meta real-time information capabilities are quite impressive, and this technology is currently powered by Bing, Microsoft's browser. It's likely that Llama 3 has a partnership with Bing to enable this feature. To access real-time information, you need to prompt Meta AI to use browsing, just like ChatGPT. If you don't ask it to browse, it won't automatically do so. Now, let's explore another feature of this software, text generation. You can still ask it to generate simple code in Python, like I did here. As you can see, it provides a basic, Hello World, program in Python. While it won't have advanced coding capabilities yet, it does have basic capabilities that will likely improve with the more powerful model. Keep in mind that if you are on a different platform, the code formatting might not work properly, such as on Instagram or WhatsApp. One strange thing I noticed with the coding feature is that it sometimes glitches out when asked certain questions. It might print the entire code and then stop abruptly, saying, "Sorry, I can't help you with that." Despite this, you can still ask it many things, and I'm excited to see that. Now, let's explore the Imagine feature, which allows you to generate images. There is some default prompt on the window, and I am going to use one of them. It will use its image generation capabilities to create 4 images. Once generated, you can expand them for a better view. Keep in mind that the image quality varies, and sometimes the faces or details might not look good. If you find an image distressing or inappropriate, you can report it by clicking the top right corner and selecting Report Harmful Content, which will help improve the software. The Imagine feature is a great way to explore your creativity and see how the software interprets your ideas. Who knows what amazing images you'll create? Notice the watermark in the bottom left corner of the generated images. Currently, there's no process to remove it, but it's always present. Let's move on to some other examples of the image generation capabilities. I asked it to generate a McLaren 650 in London, and the result looks better than the previous one. I want to emphasize that the quality of the generated images varies depending on the prompt. You can edit or animate the generated images using these buttons at the top of the images. However, the edit feature doesn't work as expected. When I asked it to make the car yellow, it generated a completely different image instead of modifying the original one. You can see the difference in the images. It seems that the edit feature generates a new image based on the request instead of editing the specifics of the original image. Additionally, there's a refresh button that regenerates the image. If you don't like the generated image, you can click regenerate, and it will take around 10 to 8 seconds to generate a new one. As you can see, the regenerated image is different from the original one, with the car in a different position and color. The image generation capabilities are impressive, but there's room for improvement. Now, let's explore the animation feature. Next to the edit button, you'll see the animate button. Clicking animate will generate a short animation of your image, including the background. Currently, you don't have control over the length, duration, or style of the animation, but it's a fun feature to play with. The animation is similar to a GIF, with around 6 frames, and isn't extremely fluid. However, it's a good starting point for future development. You can save the animation as a video by clicking on Download button. Keep in mind that the video quality may not be as high as the initial image. This feature is perfect for creating quick, funny GIFs or storyboards. Certain styles, like the comic book style, work better with animation, and you can see how the different images come together to create a cohesive animation. I hope I covered all the features in this tutorial. While the software is still basic, I'm excited to see how it will improve in the future. Let me know in the comments if I missed anything or how you plan to use this software in the future. So, this is Simplify AI, and I hope you like this video, and if you want more video on latest advancement on AI around the globe, you can subscribe our channel for future updates.